Hello, folks. Festive month, festive season. Merry Christmas to all. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Star of the Bethlehem, or sometimes they call Christmas star. Lovely video, and I hope you will like the concept. Try to keep it short. Please subscribe and share and like this video. Many scholars suggested that Star of the Bethlehem may have actually been a great conjunction of bright planets Jupiter and Saturn. For example, in the year 2020, the giant planet of our solar system, Jupiter, and the second largest planet, Saturn, came together in a great conjunction and happened after nearly 800 years. Both planets appeared so close together in the Earth's night sky on the winter solstice. They looked almost like a single object. This made some to dub a sight a Christmas star and others to wonder about similar sounding celestial event that coincided with the biblical first Christmas. Now, a fun fact. A winter solstice is always on 21st of December, where it is the shortest day in our calendar by 3 seconds. Now, the biggest question now is such a cosmic sight ever really exist? And if so, what does astronomical science tell us about what could have caused it? Interestingly, there is some evidence that pair of planetary conjunction, not unlike the Great Conjunction, happened around the historical accepted time frame for the birth of Christ. That could potentially explain the Star of Bethlehem. But of course, not everyone agrees with the idea. Now let's jump into the video.
The biblical story of the Star of Bethlehem appears only in the book of Matthew. The Gospel tells us that a bright star appeared in the eastern sky when Jesus was born, famously seen by a group of wise men. Quoting from Matthew's version of the Bible, this describes how these three wise men saw this new star as a sign of the birth of the King of the Jews. So they set out for Jerusalem to worship him. Once they arrived, they inquired about the newly born child with Herod, the region's ruler appointed by Rome. They inquired, "Where is the child who has been born King of the Jews? For we observed his star at its rising, and have come to pay him homage," Matthew tells us. Matthew also quoted that, "When they heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star, which they saw in the east, went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy." Scientific evidence for the Star of Bethlehem. Astronomers for many centuries were searching for evidence that could explain the Star of Bethlehem. There were many concepts. Perhaps it was a supernova, a comet, a solar flare, or an alignment of planets. Or maybe it never happened at all. Science always seeks for truth, but may never find evidence to refute the Star of Bethlehem. Yet, let's briefly see how science-backed explanations are. For instance, the Star of Bethlehem couldn't have been a meteor, a chunk of space rock that brightly burns up in Earth's atmosphere, which would have appeared and faded in an instant. There's no way three wise men could have tracked a meteor for weeks. A supernova, the explosive death of a star, which drastically increases its brightness for days, weeks, or months, could explain the Star of Bethlehem. Supernovae, or guest stars, have been consistently witnessed and recorded going back thousands of years, so if one had happened, other cultures likely would have taken note. Astronomers have observed remnants of many other ancient supernovae, and by estimating their peak brightness, researchers have even tied some remnants to events seen on Earth in the past. Yet telescopes haven't found any evidence for a supernova remnant that sync up with the timing of the Star of Bethlehem. In fact, the only supernova that was visible from Earth around that time Jesus was born happened in the year 185 AD and was recorded by Chinese astronomers.
Now let's conclude this video. Nowadays, it is easy with sophisticated software. We can rewind the planetary movements. There were several evidence with interesting conjunctions played out in the years around the life of Jesus. A planetary conjunction happens when two planets make a close approach to each other in Earth's night sky. The two planets are not actually near each other because they are far apart in distance, but to our vantage point looks a conjunction. In the year 7 BC, Jupiter and Saturn had three conjunctions in the same constellations, Pisces, because the planets move in their orbits at different speeds and are located at different distances. Sometimes they appear to pass one another in the night sky. They can also appear to hold still or move backward in the sky, which astronomers call retrograde motion. This trick is like passing a slower car on the highway. As you get close to the other vehicles, it seems to hold still beside, then you pull away, it drops backward. The same thing happens as Earth zips around the Sun much faster than the outer planets. Finally, planet Jupiter is closer to the Sun than Saturn, so it also appears to move faster in our night sky. Therefore, if Jupiter and Saturn had three close conjunctions in a relatively brief period of time, it is easy to imagine that ancient astronomers, really astrologers, would have taken a note. And they also likely would have ascribed some meaning to the event. These same astrologers would not have had to wait long for an even more strikingly planetary encounter. 4 years later, in the summer of 3 BC, Jupiter and Venus met in an event that would have looked much like the famous Christmas star, also referred to as the Great Conjunction of December 2020. I hope you love this video. Merry Christmas, guys. Have a wonderful new year ahead, and please subscribe, share, and like this video. Bye.